Here is a little bit more practice overview of everything metric that we did in class yesterday. So a few people asked for a little bit more, so here's a little bit more. And I am here at school and it is pouring rain. So if you hear thunder or rain in the background, yes, it's a crazy big storm right now. But here we go with some metric. So these are our prefixes for metric system. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little line here. These are my things that are bigger. These are my things that are little. I have taken out hecto and deca. So we're just going to pretend like those don't even exist. We don't use them very often. These guys, though, we've got to know. So TGMK, these are the big ones. T is tera, G is giga, M is mega, K is kilo. Tera is 10 to the 12th, which is 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 zeros. That's 1 trillion. G is giga, that's 10 to the 9, or 1 billion. M is mega, 10 to the 6, or 1 million. K is kilo, 10 to the 3, a measly thousand. This little d, remember we're going into littler pieces now. D is deci. Deci is 1/10, which is the same as 10 to the minus 1 power, which is the same as 0.1. So deci is 1/10. Centi is 1/100. They're 10 to the minus 2. M is for milli. Milli is 1/1000th, 10 to the minus 3. This guy is the Greek letter mu, and we use it for micro. This is milli. This is micro. Micro is 1/millionth. Whoa. Or 1, 2, 3. Yes. 10 to the minus 6. N is for nano. Nano is 1/1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 to the minus 9. And then pico, 10 to the minus 12, 1/1 trillion, which is 1. And 12 zeros. Memorize these. Tera, giga, mega, kilo, deci, centi, milli, micro, nano, pico. Pico, nano, micro, milli, centi, deci. Kilo, mega, giga, tera. Make sure you know those. So what does this mean in terms of metric pieces and parts, our units, our measurements? So here we're going to do just a quick overview of meters. And again, I'm going to put a little bit of a line here. So these are our things that are bigger than our base unit of meter. Lots of meters, pieces of meters. Lots of meters, pieces of meters. So lots of meters. 1 terameter is 10 to the 12th, or 1 trillion meters. 1 terameter is 1 trillion meters. A gigameter is 10 to the 9th, or 1 billion. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A billion meters. 1 megameter is 10 to the 6, or a million meters. A megameter is a million meters. A kilometer, 10 to the 3, or 1,000 meters. A kilometer, 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 same thing as 1,000 meters. So now we're going to look at our pieces. I'm going to chop my meters into little pieces. If I chop 1 meter into 10 pieces, 1/10 of a meter is going to be 1 decimeter. So if I have 1 whole meter, that's equal to 10 decimeters. 10 decimeter pieces add up to make 1 meter. If I look at centimeters now, there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. If I chop a meter into 100 pieces, those pieces are centimeters. 100 centimeter pieces makes 1 meter. If I chop my meter into 1,000 pieces, those are millimeters. There are 1,000 millimeters in 1 meter. If I chop my meter into 1 million pieces, those are micrometers. Remember that weird U thing with the tail in front is a micrometer. Sometimes we say micrometer. Sometimes we get super lazy and we call this just a micron. Micron, micrometer, micrometer, all the same things. But wait, what if I chop up my meter into even tinier pieces? What if instead of 1 million, I chop into 1 billion pieces? A billion pieces of a meter are nanometers. A billion pieces of a meter are nanometers. There are a billion nanometers in 1 meter. What if I chop it into a trillion pieces. There are a trillion picometers in 1 meter. A trillion picometers in 1 meter. Hopefully this helps to clarify a little bit our prefixes so that we can do some conversions. So let's say that I need to figure out how many milligrams is equal to 12 grams. Well, I'm going to draw myself a railroad track. I've got 12 grams. I want to turn my grams into milligrams. I'm going to take my gram that is here on the top, and I'm going to put grams on the bottom because I want grams to cancel out. Grams on top, grams on bottom, cancel out. I want to turn my grams into milligrams. I put it on the top. What do I know about milligrams and grams? I know that there are 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. 1,000 milli in 1 gram. 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. So now grams on top, grams on bottom, cancel out. My only unit label left is milligrams. That's good because that's what I'm trying to find. So now my math, I'm going to take my 12, I'm going to multiply everything on the top, 12 times 1,000, and then divide by everything on the bottom. Divided by 1. Math. It doesn't even matter. We can ignore divided by 1. Nothing changes. 12 times 1,000 divided by 1 is the same thing as 12 times 1,000 is 12,000 milligrams. There are 12,000 milligrams in 12 grams. 12 grams is equal to 12,000 milligrams. Let's do this one. I've got 450 centimeters. I want to turn my centimeters into meters. I have centimeters on the top. I want it to go away. I'm going to put centimeters on the bottom. I want to turn my centimeters into meters. I'm going to put meters on the top. What do I know about centimeters and meters? I know that there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. 100 cents in a dollar, 100 centimeters in a meter. 450 times 1 divided by 100. 450 times 1 is 450 divided by 100 is going to be 4.5. But what about my labels? Centimeters on top and centimeters on bottom. Cancel out. What am I left with? Meters. 4.5 meters. 450 centimeters is equal to 4.5 meters. Ooh, this one's a little tricky. I'm going from days to seconds. 5.5 days is how many seconds? Same process. We're going to start with our railroad tracks. I've got 5.5 days. I don't actually know how many seconds are in a day, and so I'm going to first convert to hours. I know that there are 24 hours in 1 day. Days on top, days on bottom, cancel out. I have hours. I don't want hours. I want seconds. I happen to know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. Hours on top, hours on bottom, cancel out. I have minutes. I want seconds. I'm just going to tack on one more fraction. I know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. I've got minutes on top and minutes on bottom, minutes on top and minutes on bottom. Cancel out. I'm left with my only unit label of seconds, which is good because that's what I'm trying to find. So now with my handy dandy calculator, 5.5 times 24 times 60 times 60, multiply everything on the top. Divide by 1, divide by 1, divide by 1. That doesn't even matter. Dividing by 1 doesn't change a thing. Calculator, 5.5 times 24 times 60 gives us a grand total of, oh my goodness, 475,200, 475,200 seconds in 5.5 days. Good? Good. All right. This one's kind of weird. I've got milliliters and cubic centimeters. What madness is this? Oh, this is the madness of the metric system. We know that if I have a cube, that is 1 centimeter on each side, which would be 1 times 1 times 1, 1 cubic centimeter. We know that that's the same thing as 1 milliliter. And we also know that sometimes we get lazy and we just call it a cc because that's easier to say than cubic centimeter. So if I have 24 milliliters and 1 milliliter is the same thing as 1 centimeter cubed, 24 milliliters is also 24 cubic centimeters. We haven't changed a thing. Let's look at some more conversions. I have nanograms to grams. So let's say that I have 74 nanograms. I want to turn those nanograms into grams. I have nanograms on the top. I want to get rid of it. I'm going to put nanograms on the bottom. I want to turn my nanograms into grams. I'm going to put grams on the top. Nanograms on the top and the bottom cancel out. I need some numbers in here. What do I know about nanograms and grams? I happen to know that there are 10 to the 9. 10 to the 9 or 1 billion nanograms in 1 gram. 10 to the 9 or 1 billion nanograms in 1 gram. So now what I'm going to do is 74 times 1 is 74 divided by 10 to the 9. This could also be 74 times 10 to the minus 9 which is a lovely number, except it's not in scientific notation. So I need to fix my little decimal here, move my decimal, change my exponent. It needs to go one more positive when I go from a ones place to a tens place. So our final answer is going to be 7.4 times 10 to the minus 8. If I'm not sure of that, I just put it in my calculator. 74 divided by 10 to the 9 is going to give us 7.4. Actually, what our calculator tells us is 7.4e minus 8. What does that mean? E means times 10 to the exponent of minus 8. 74 nanograms is equal to 7.4 times 10 to the minus 8 grams. Let's go from nanometers to meters. Super similar process. I'm having my railroad track start with my given 400 nanometers, 400 nanometers. I have nanometers. I want them to go away. I put them on the bottom. I want to turn my nanometers into meters. I put that on the top. What do I know about nanometers and meters? 10 to the 9 or 1 billion nanometers in 1 meter. So again, we're going to do 400 divided by 10 to the 9. Handy dandy calculator. What do we get? 400 divided by 10 to the 9. That would be 4e minus 7, according to my handy dandy calculator. When I write this, scientific notation is a little bit better. 4 times 10 to the minus 7. Remember that e means times 10 to that exponent, times 10 to the minus 7 power. Good. Teraseconds to seconds. If I have 1 terasecond, I want to know how many seconds that is. I want to get rid of teraseconds. I'm going to put it on the bottom. I'm going to put seconds on the top. What do I know about seconds and teraseconds? I know that there is 10 to the 12th or a trillion seconds in 1 terasecond. Teraseconds top and bottom cancel out. Also, everything's a 1. So my answer is pretty much just 10 to the 12th seconds. Or if I don't want to write in exponent form, you could write 1 and 12 zeros seconds. 1 trillion seconds. All right, one more, 30 kilometers per hour to meters per second. So kilometers per hour means that we're going 30 kilometers every 1 hour, kilometers per hour. I want to convert my kilometers to meters and my hours to seconds. So I'm going to do kilometers to meters first. You totally could do hours to second first. Doesn't even make a lick of difference. Kilometers to meters. I have kilometers on the top. I want them to go away. I'm going to put my kilometers on the bottom. I want to turn kilometers into meters. I'm going to put meters on the top. What do I know about meters and kilometers? I know that there's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. I have canceled out kilometers quite successfully. So now I have meters per hour, which is good. I want meters, but it's not great because I want seconds, not hours. So I need to get rid of my hours. This is where things get weird. I have hours on the bottom. I want hours to cancel out. If I have hours on the bottom and I want hours to go away, I have to put hours on the top. Hours on the top and hours on the bottom cancel out. I want to turn my hours into seconds. Well, there are 60 minutes in an hour and 60 seconds in a minute. 60 times 60 is 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. Hours on the bottom and hours on the top cancel out. What do I have left? I have meters per second, which is exactly what I'm supposed to find. Handy dandy calculator, 30 times 1,000 times 1. Divided by 1, divided by 1, divided by 3,600. It gives us 30 times 1,000 is 30,000 divided by 3,600. Leaves us with a velocity of 8.3 meters per second. Hopefully this helps to clarify some of those things that we did in class yesterday. Hopefully this helps you get the homework done that's due tomorrow. And also don't forget, there's a quiz tomorrow. Good. See you in class.